If you can hear me, just type in the chat section that you can hear me so I can further on, please. Others that are here, just type in the chat section that you can hear me. Okay, so now we are going to start the webinar now. So you are welcome to this platform. You are welcome to this platform now. So here we are going to be learning how to grow your WhatsApp status view for profits and influence. Can you all hear me, please? I hope the network is not breaking. Can you all hear me, please? Okay, so now I'm coming, just a minute, please. Okay, now we want to learn how to grow your WhatsApp status view for profit and influence. But before we start this webinar, I want us to start on this note. If you are excited to be here, please type it in the chat section that you are excited to be here so I can fire on. If you are excited to be here, type it in the chat section that you are excited to be here. Okay, let me admit this person. Yeah. As you are coming in, just off your camera and your mic, please. Yeah, so before we start, I want us to just do a brief introduction. Before we start the main course of the day, I want us to do a brief introduction. So if you are here now, just type your name and what you do in the chat section. Your name and what you do, like let's say you're a graphic designer or anything you do, just type it in the chat section. And please, as you're entering, off your camera and your video. So okay, I'm Usman, I'm a businessman. Okay, nice meeting you, Usman. Any other person there? Any other person there? Okay, Adeboyega Abdus-Salam. I'm an affiliate marketer on duty STEM. Okay. Any other person? So let's fire on. My own name is Muhammad Abdus-Salam and I'm popularly known as Muhab, the Prince of Traffic. You understand? Like traffic simply means, let me just explain in the common term. Traffic simply means bringing customers to your business, getting people to know your business. That's just the meaning of traffic, basically. So now we are going to be learning how to grow your WhatsApp status view for profit and influence. That is why we are here. That is why we are here. But before I start this webinar, I want to mention something now. What I'm about to reveal to you is what I have used to grow my own WhatsApp status to the desired number I want. But one thing I want you to note is that all these things that I want to teach you will not work if you don't have the proper mindset. It will not work. All these things will not work if you don't have the proper mindset. Because I'm going to be giving you the system that I use to grow my WhatsApp status view for profit and influence. But if you don't have the right mindset to do this, it will not work for you. So you have to be committed to this thing. You have to be ready to implement all what I'm going to be teaching you. Because if I teach you something and you don't implement it, it's just as if you don't know it because you don't get any results. So now, I'm going to do the basic introduction. Take note that anything I teach you, it will only work if you have the proper mindset to implement what I'm about to teach you. So now, the first thing I'm going to be talking about is basic introduction to traffic generation. What is traffic generation? What is traffic generation and how do you generate traffic? When we talk about traffic in business and marketing and sales, traffic simply means people. Traffic means people in a layman term. When we talk about traffic in marketing, it means people. So traffic generation simply means getting people to know your business. like getting people to know you, that you exist. Do you understand? Getting people to know you. When we talk about traffic generation, is the act of generating people to your business. Because let me ask you a question: can you do business with yourself? Just type in the chat section, can you do business with yourself? If you don't have people, how can you do business? Can you do business with yourself? No. Another person? No. The truth is that you cannot do business with yourself. This is the reason why you need people. The reason why you need to grow your WhatsApp status is because the amount of money you make is proportional to the amount of people you are talking to. And the truth is that you have to have a lot of people you are talking to for you to earn the amount you desire. The reason why a lot of people complain about low sales or low income is because they don't have the right number of people. How will somebody be talking to me and just have 40 to 50 status view and will be complaining of low sales? You don't have enough views. Do you have up to 500? Do you have up to 1,000? No. So you cannot be telling me that it's because of maybe a particular thing. The truth is that if you don't have people, if you don't know people, hunger will kill you. That's the truth. If you don't know people, hunger will kill you. That's the truth about it. Because the money you are going to make, it has been treasured in the hands of people. So for you to make the money, it's people that you are going to, like, you need to get people. For you to make money, you need to get people. So when I talk about the basic introduction to job generation, it simply means getting people to know your business. The reason why you need to grow your WhatsApp status, I've mentioned that one before. So now I'm going to be mentioning the wrong ways people generate traffic to their WhatsApp status or their WhatsApp generally. The wrong ways people generate traffic. The first one is that a lot of people go to gain contact group. Please, if you are with your note and your pen, please just signify, because I need you to get your note and your pen. I can't be talking and you are not writing anything. You need to jot for you to go and implement tenaciously. Please get your note and your pen. Get your note and your pen. I already said that before. So let's continue now. Get your notes and your pen. So let's continue. The wrong ways people generate traffic on WhatsApp. The wrong ways people generate traffic on WhatsApp. The first one is they join gain contact groups. They join what? Gain contact group. If you have ever joined gain contact group, just type it in the chat section. If you have ever joined gain contact group, type it in the chat section. If you have not joined, say you have not joined. Let me know. Okay. So one person said I have joined, another person said I haven't. The truth about joining WhatsApp status, joining gain contact group, is that when you join gain contact group, you just gain contact of people that you don't have any information about them. You don't have demographic information about them. You don't have geographic information about them, and you don't have the basic information about them. You don't even know if they are your target audience or not. So the thing is that you just be marketing to people that they don't even need your product at all. That's number one. The second method people use is joining using WhatsApp automation hack. WhatsApp automation hack is the hack that they use. They'll just, let's say you're on a particular group, for example, you just go to that group, you are going to save, I don't know how they do it, they save all the contacts and they message all the, like, they just send broadcast to them. The problem with all this method, there are a lot of methods that people use: gain contact group, WhatsApp automation, and some other ones I can't remember now. WhatsApp automation, let me try to remember. WhatsApp automation hack. Some people I can't really remember now. But the main problem with those methods is that those methods, they are cold calling people. If you can hear me, please just type cold calling people. They are cold calling people. If you can hear me, please just type it out. Cold calling people. Cold. COLD. Cold calling people. The problem with that method is that, when you go to somebody, let me type it out. Cold calling. Cold calling. Okay, yeah, somebody has typed it. Cold calling people. The problem with that method is that when you cold call people, you don't have any information about them. You don't know if they are your target audience. Another thing is that people love their privacy a lot. When you just send message to people's DM, they feel like you are badging on their privacy. And this is why they just get annoyed and just either they reply you nonsense, they reply you with angry text, or they don't even reply you at all. Those methods are actually not effective. Any method that you have to, and you have to be entering people's DM. No, just look at this simple comparison. When people come to you, you are positioned. You know, when we talk about marketing, please mute your mic, mute your mic. When we talk about marketing, one very important pillar of marketing is expert positioning. You must position yourself as an expert. When you go to people, they see you as just all those random people, sales people that just want to make sales by force. You understand? But when they come to you, they see you are a welcome guest, and they will see you as an expert in what you do. So those all those WhatsApp automation and other methods that people use, they are cold calling method. But now I'm going to be revealing the right method you are meant to use. The right method you are meant to use. Don't cold call people, because you can just put yourself in their shoes. Somebody just come and meet you, just enter your DM and just start saying, I'm kiniko kiniko. Actually, I have a lot of them on my own contact list. They'll just come, I'm something something, I do something something. What's my business? I don't bloody care what you are doing. It's not my business. But when they come to you, they will see you as an expert, and they will respect you for who you are. So that is why the cold calling method is not the right way. The cold calling method is not the right way. I read an email from Dan Kennedy where he said that we need to move from from cold prospecting to positioning. Prospecting is when you just carry your phone and just start calling random people. Maybe they need they need your service or stuff like that. But he said we need to move from prospecting to positioning. Prospecting to positioning. He said position yourself in a place that people feel like they found you. But when you are going entering people's DM, when you're entering people's DM, you're just testing them, they will feel angry. That what's wrong with this one? You say save your contact, I will save mine. They don't care. You don't have anything to offer them. You don't have any value to give them. So why do they need to save your contact? If you understand what I'm saying, please just type it. Type I understand. If you understood what I'm saying, please just type I understand. Yeah, people are following. I love this. They are giving me energy to move on. So the next thing I will now be talking about, I've talked about the wrong ways people generate traffic. The next thing now is to discuss, I'm going to be revealing 5 secrets of WhatsApp traffic generation. 5 secrets of WhatsApp traffic generation. 5 secrets of WhatsApp traffic generation. I'm going to reveal it to you. If you are with your pen, please just type it out. Let me know you are with your pen. Because part of the requirement of the class, I said you must have a pen and a book to jot what I will be teaching you. Because if you don't jot it, you just forget and you not implement. Yeah, 5 secrets of WhatsApp traffic generation. Just a minute, please. Okay. You are going for Isha? Okay, no problem. 5 secrets of WhatsApp traffic generation. Secret number one. As I'm saying this, please just be helping me type it out in the chat session. Secret number one. The secret to growing your WhatsApp status view is by using the IPLCP method. The secret to growing your WhatsApp status view, just write it down. I will explain the meaning of the IPLCP method. IPLCP attraction method, please. IPLCP attraction method. If you can hear me, please type it out. The secret to growing your WhatsApp status view is by using the IPLCP attraction method. The secret to grow your WhatsApp status view is by using the IPLCP attraction method. Yes, IPLCP attraction method. I will explain the meaning of the IPLCP attraction method. That's the main model we are going to explain in this webinar. So the next one is cold calling is an awful method of generating traffic on WhatsApp. Cold calling is an awful method of generating traffic on WhatsApp. Cold calling method is an awful method of generating traffic on WhatsApp. That's the secret number 2. I've talked about cold calling before. You understand the meaning of cold calling? Cold calling methodology involve random calling of strangers to come and buy and come and pay. In fact, sometimes it could be randomly calling total stranger to come and learn, such as sending broadcasts. I've talked about this one before. Sending broadcasts to people, unsolicited broadcasts to people's DM or on groups, spamming groups. That's the second secret of WhatsApp traffic generation. Cold calling method is an awful method. Awful means a very bad method of generating traffic on WhatsApp. The third secret is that the amount of traffic you get, please let me type this one out. The amount of traffic you get is a function of how hard you promote your copy. I'm going to talk about copy later on. The amount of traffic you get is a function of how hard you promote your copy. Help me type it out. The amount of traffic you get is a function of how hard you promote your copy. The amount of traffic you get is a function of how hard you promote your copy. I'm going to talk about how you can write a persuasive copy, because we still have like 4 more sessions. I'll be breaking it down for you on how you can go about it. The amount of traffic you get is a function of how hard you promote your copy. Just know this secret. As we move on, I'll be explaining it to you so you'll be able to correlate it together. The amount of traffic you get is a function of how hard you promote your copy. Secret number 4. If you are following, please just type "I'm following." If you are following, type "I'm following." If you are following, type "I'm following." Okay, one person is following. Yeah, let's move on. The amount of traffic you get is a function of how hard you promote your copy. We are still going to talk about copy. So secret number 4, just know those secrets and know it so that when I'm explaining it, you're able to correlate it together. The next one now is traffic can only be generated when people have a reason to come to you. Give value to people in exchange of their details. Traffic can only be generated when people have a reason to come to you. Traffic can only be generated. Please, can you hear me? Somebody say can't hear me. Can you hear me, please? Okay. Traffic can only be generated when people have a reason to come to you. You must deposit value for you to get their details in return. Yeah. The next one now, the secret number 5 is attract people, don't chase them. Chasing people kills your expert positioning. I've talked about expert positioning before. Attract people, don't chase them. Attract people, don't chase them. Chasing people kills your expert positioning. Attract people, don't chase them. I'm going to open the group now. So anything I say, type it on the group. I'm going to open the group now. So anything I say, just type it on the group. So people on the group will know that we are moving. Just a minute, please. Let me check this stuff. Yeah, so I've opened the group. So if you are on the group, just be typing it. Type the secret number 1 to 5 on the group. 5 secrets of WhatsApp traffic generation. I've mentioned the first one. I've mentioned the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. Just type it on the group so people will know that we are moving here. We are not playing here. Yeah. So the 5 secrets of WhatsApp traffic generation. The first one, I said the secret to growing your WhatsApp status is using the IPLCP method, and I'm going to explain that one extensively. The second one is cold calling people is an awful method to generate traffic on WhatsApp. The third secret is the amount of traffic you get is a function of how hard you promote your copy. Secret number 4, traffic can only be generated when people have a reason to come to you. Give value to people in exchange of their details. Secret number 5, attract people, don't chase them. Those are the 5 secrets of WhatsApp traffic generation. If you are getting values, please just type it out. Let me know you are getting values. Yeah. So let's move on. I've talked about the 5 secrets. Someone should help me type it on the group so they will know we are moving here. The 5 secrets of WhatsApp traffic generation. The next thing we want to talk about now is the IPLCP method. What do I call it? IPLCP method. Please let me type it out. IPLCP method, and I will explain each letter there. IPLCP method. Let me type it out. Type it out on the group so they know we are moving here. IPLCP method. I'm going to be breaking it down for you to understand it. So we now move gradually till you understand the concept fully. When we talk about the IPLCP method, the IPLCP method is just an abbreviation for the actual method. So the I stands for identification. The I in the IPLCP method stands for identification. If you can hear me, type it out on the group. Identification. The I stand for identification. Yeah. Someone is type 5 secrets of WhatsApp traffic generation. Type it on the group for me so they know we are moving here. The first, the I stands for identification. The P, IPLCP method. The P stands for problem. The P stands for problem. P stands for problem. The P stands for problem. The L stands for lead magnet. Type it on the group. The L stands for lead magnet. Lead magnet. The L stands for lead magnet. The C stands for copy. The C stands for copy. Copy. And the last P stands for promotion. The last P stands for promotion. The first, the I stands for identification, P stands for problem, L stands for lead magnet, C stands for copy, and P stands for promotion. So now let's talk about it. Let me break it down for you in order for you to understand it. The first I, when we talk about identification, I want someone to type it out for me in full. IPLCP. You should type it out for me in full on the group. Just type I, identification, P, problem, L, lead magnet, C, copy, and P, promotion. The first thing is that identification. Before you can generate traffic to your WhatsApp status, you need to identify your target audience or the ideal customer you want to deal with. Who are your target audience? Before you can generate traffic to your WhatsApp status, you have to know your target audience. That's what the identification stands for. Because your product cannot be for everyone. You have to be specific. In order to be effective, you have to be specific. If you are dealing with a particular aspect, okay, this is what I handle. If you are dealing with another aspect, this is what I handle. So your product cannot be for everyone. You have your target audience. That's under the identification. We are still going to talk deep on identification for today. The P stands for problem. You have to, now when you identify your target audience, they surely have a problem. They have a pressing need. Your duty now is to identify their problem and solve part of their problem. Solve part of their problem. After identifying them, identify their problem. They have a lot of problem. Solve part of their problem. You understand? Solve a part of their problem. A part of their problem. Then that problem that you have discovered that they have, convert the problem into a lead magnet. Please type it out on the group. Convert the problem into a lead magnet. When we talk about lead magnet is, it can be in form of video calls, it can be in form of text, it can be in form of audio, any form. Just convert the problem into a lead magnet. After the lead magnet, you now need a copy to promote the lead magnet. After the copy, after writing the copy, you now move to the promotion aspect. That's what the IPLCP stands for. If you understand, please type it out. I understand. If you understand the simple IPLCP method, type it out that I understand. And if you don't understand, say you don't understand, I'll go over it again for you to understand it perfectly well. Because you need to understand it well for you to implement tenaciously and dangerously. Okay, so I understand. Let's move on. For this night, we are going to be handling, I'm going to talk fully on the identification aspect. How do you identify your target audience? We have 5 steps now: identification, problem, lead magnet, copy, promotion. So now, how do you identify your target audience? The first way you can identify your target audience is that the first thing you need to note is that not everybody is your target audience. You cannot sell to everybody. You have your own target audience that you have been called to serve. Your product cannot be for everyone. The first thing is identify your target audience. And the first way you can identify your target audience is first identify what you are good at or what you are best at. Type it out on the group. Identify what you are best at. What area are you an expert? Someone should me type it out on the group. What area are you an expert? Identify your expertise. That's the first step. Identify your expertise. Okay, I'm good in video creation. I'm an expert in it. 1. I'm good in copywriting. I'm good in content creation. Identify your expert points. Identify your expertise. Someone should type it out on the group for me. Identify your expertise. That's the first way you can identify your target audience. Yes, identify your expert point. What are you good at? What are you best at? Identify it. After identifying your expert point, maybe video creation, course creation, or anything, digital marketing, anything, just identify your expert point. The second one is now for you to identify your target audience. These people, they always have a need for you. Your target audience always have a need for you. I was doing a webinar one day and I explained, when I explained this particular aspect, I said your target audience always have a need for you. I now use the comparison of, let's say for example, I'm a gas producer, for example. As a gas producer, my target audience are not going to be the same. My target audience are supposed to majorly be people that make use of gas every day. If you ask yourself, who are those that make use of gas every day? You know, the people that have a restaurant, that have a booker or something, they should be my target audience, because they are always having a need for me. Without gas, they cannot work. If you are following, please type I'm following. Let me know you are following. Without gas, they cannot work. They always have a need for you. That's identify your target audience always have a need for you. They always have a need for you. If I'm a gas producer and I'm targeting people that are maybe just household people, they don't need my service every time. Only when their gas finish. But people that are in restaurant, they use gas every day. So those are your target audience. That's the concept of identify your target audience. They always have a need for you. I'm not going to give you 3 tips. The first one is identify your expertise. The second one is your target audience always have a need for you. The third one now is that your target audience must have the ability to pay you. Your target audience must have the ability to pay you. You don't want to target people that don't have money. Your target audience must have the ability to pay you. Someone should type it out on the group. Your target audience must have the ability to pay you. Those are the 3 major ways you can identify your target audience. Anything you are good at, identify it. Okay, I'm good at video creation. Now, you now have to, number 2, who are those that always have a need for me? Who are those that are always in need of videos? That's the first thing you should identify. Who are those that are always in need of videos? 1. Then the third one is that, do these people have the ability to pay me? Yes, your target audience must have the ability to pay you. Because if they cannot pay you for your services, then you are just doing you are useless there, because they can't afford your pay. So you must be able to identify who are those that can afford my pay. That's just the way you can identify your target audience. If you are following, please type I'm following. Let me know you are following. If you are following and you are getting values, type I am following. If you are following and you are getting values, please type I am following. Yeah, you need to identify your target audience. That's the first step to generate your traffic. Identify your target audience. Identify your expertise. Who are those that are always, there are questions you need to ask yourself. Who are those that are always in need of you? And who are those that have the ability to pay you? The two must be in conjunction for you to identify the proper people to market to. That's the first thing. Because when you don't identify your target audience, you don't know the kind of person you want to attract. Don't forget I said IPLCP attraction method. You want to attract people. Part of the secret of traffic generation is that you are not chasing people. I said attract people, don't chase people. Chasing people kills your expert positioning. And if you don't have expert positioning, you can't market well to people, and people will not buy from you. They don't see you as a needy person that does need money by all means, and you appear desperate, and clients sense desperation from far and they avoid you like plague. I think you understand what I'm talking about. If you understand, please just let me know you understand what I'm talking about. That's the I in the IPLCP attraction method. Yeah, attraction. IPLCP attraction method. That's for identification. Identify your target audience, so you can know the type of people you want to market to. Identify your target audience. So that's another. The next one now is the P. I said the P stands for problem. The P stands for problem. Type it out on the group, please. The P stands for problem. The P stands for problem. The first one is identification. The second one is the P, which stands for problem. Yeah, P stands for problem. So when we talk about problem, the thing is that any product or service you are marketing, it must have, your target audience will have challenges and pain points. As an high ticket closer, you must be able to identify your target audience pain points and their challenges. These challenges and their pain points is what you are now going to convert into a lead magnet to attract them. Don't forget, lead magnet is a magnet. You are using to attract. IPLCP attraction method. You are not chasing people, please. You are attracting them. It's just like going to a pond now and you have food for fishes, for example. When you put the food inside the pond, the fishes will come, and when they come, you attract them, you pick them up. Isn't that? You attract them with the bait that you have. So the bait you are going to use to attract these people is the problem they have. The bait you are going to use to attract these people is the problem they have. You are going to use it to attract them. If you are feeling the energy, please just type it out for me. Let me know you are following, please. Yeah, you need to, yeah, let's move on. You need to identify their problem and use their problem to attract them. By doing that, you don't appear as a needy at all. Okay, sorry for place coming. Okay, you are welcome, you are welcome. You don't appear as a needy at all. When you are giving them solution to a problem, you are positioning yourself as an expert. I said I read a mail from Dan Kennedy. He said we need to switch from prospecting to positioning. You are going to position yourself in a place like an expert. Positioning, not prospecting, not just calling people randomly. Hello, I saw your something something. No, we don't need that. You need to be able to qualify them. By the time you put out your lead magnet in form of a problem, people that don't have that problem will not be attracted. So it just help you to seek out people that are not serious. It help you to seek out people that are not your ideal audience. But if you are using the cold calling method, you just cold call anybody, and you cannot identify that, okay, these people have a particular challenge, these people have a particular challenge, and if you cannot identify that, you cannot market to them well. If you cannot identify that, you cannot market to them well. That's just the truth about it. So identify a problem that your target audience have. Your target audience must have a problem. If your product is not solving a problem, then your product is useless. If your product is not solving a problem, your product is useless. These people have a lot of problem. They have a lot of problem. The slightest example you can bring, let's say, okay, you sell, what can I use to do example? There are a lot of things. When you sell something, there should be a pain point around, there should be a pain points around that thing. Write a list of them out. Okay, they have this problem, they have this problem, they have this problem. And I said, when you have identified their problem, solve a part of their problem for them for free. Use that part of their problem to attract them. A small solution is an intoxicant, because when people see such solution, they'll be like, oh, this person has a solution to what I have. They will rush to you. People will rush to you in troops. There will be much. And you'll be sure that these people, they are people that have the problem that you have a solution to. That's where the problem comes in. The P, problem. Identify a problem that they have and solve a part of their problem for free. The problem that they have now is what you are going to use to attract them to yourself. The problem they have is what you are going to use to attract them to yourself. The next one now is the lead magnet. But we are going to be talking about that tomorrow. We are going to talk about the lead magnet tomorrow. Just a minute, please. Yeah. So before we go, I've talked about the I, the P, and the L. I, P, and L. But we're going to expatiate on the L tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm going to give you a particular template that you need to follow. When you follow that template, it will make you to be able to identify, okay, what is the purpose of the traffic? Why do you need these people? What are their pain points? What are their challenges? I'm going to give you that. I'm going to read out the template for you tomorrow. But identify your first assignment for tonight in the notes that you have for this webinar. Your first assignment for tonight is to go and identify your target audience. Go and identify your people. Who are the people you have been called to serve? Identify your target audience. Identify a problem that they have, even though we're still going to expatiate on that tomorrow. Identify your target audience and identify the problems they have. List out the problems they have and take out the one you can solve for them for free. Identify your target audience. I've given you the trick to identify your target audience. Identify your expertise. Your target audience must always have a need for you, and your target audience must have the ability to pay you. Your target audience must have the ability to pay you. That is for the I. The P now, what are their problems? The L, lead magnets. We are going to continue that tomorrow. But before we go, I'm going to teach you two marketing principles. Two marketing principles tonight. The first one is can you hear me, please? If you can hear me, please just type it in chat section so I can know you can hear me. I hope this network is not bad. If you can hear me, please just type it out. Type it out. Let me know you can hear me so I can move on. Okay. I'm going to teach you who is this person that is just dropping nonsense on the group. Okay, don't worry. I'll have your time later. So, yeah, let's move on. So I'm going to teach you two marketing principles tonight that I want you to go and implement and get results. The first one is just a minute, please. Let me undo this thing. The first one is focus on establishing relationship. Focus on establishing relationship. Type it out for me, please. Focus on establishing relationship with people. Focus on establishing good relationship with people. Where I'm going is that marketing is relationship. Marketing is relationship. Help me type it out, please. Marketing is relationship. If you cannot build good relationship with people, you cannot get their money. Marketing is relationship. You have to interact with people. A relationship now, when we talk about marketing is relationship, marketing has to do with, I'm coming, let me look for this quote I wrote. Just a minute, please. I can't find it now. But marketing is relationship. For you to be able to market to people, you have to build relationship with them first. You just go to people's DM and you just start telling them, come and buy, come and buy, come and buy. You have not built a relationship with them. It's like you want to steal from them. You have not deposited anything to them. How will you not be asking them to buy something from you? Marketing is relationship. Build relationship first, then you can now make sales. Build relationship first, then you can now make sales. I wrote the quote then. I can't find it now. I said the day you know and understand the right way to build good relationship, at such point you are a step towards understanding how marketing works. The day you understand how to build good and long-lasting relationship, at that point you are a step towards understanding how marketing works. You have to build relationship with people. People must know that you have the solution they have. Marketing is relationship. If you understand, please just type it out. Type marketing is relationship. Marketing is relationship. That's the first core marketing principle you must take home tonight. Marketing is relationship. Okay, you don't understand. I'm going to explain. You see, when you interact with people, let's say for example, when you take up the lead magnet you have for people and you give them this lead magnet, when they take this lead magnet, you are using that lead magnet, one, to generate traffic, two, to establish relationship with them, when you now follow up on them with your WhatsApp status, you post values that will help them in their business and in their life. You are building relationship with them. You cannot just come to them and say, come and buy, come and buy, come and buy. If you are always come and buy, come and buy, people will not view your status again, and you just lose a lot of people, because people will just be like, every time you are just advertising. Have you ever sat down to think of how you can benefit the relationship? What can you bring to the table to help them to 10 times their result, the result they are getting? You need to build the relationship with them. Let them see you as an expert. Build authority. Are you an authority? If they are seeing you as a needy person, they cannot buy anything from you. That's the concept. Marketing is relationship. It's just like in any type of relationship, there's usually a buyer and a seller. If you are a man and you want to marry a woman, you are marketing to the woman. But before you can market, you have to position yourself. If you position yourself as a needy, the woman will not answer you, because you are just how will I say it? If you position yourself as somebody that you are begging, no, you position yourself as an expert. Hope you understand now. Marketing is relationship. You need to build relationship, deposit value to people, build relationship with them, help them solve their problem. Be intentional about solving their problem. When you can solve people's problem, they will be able to entrust you with their money. That's the first core marketing principle. Marketing is relationship. Number two, I hope you understand now. Marketing is relationship. Marketing is relationship. Number two now. Marketing is mathematics, but not simple arithmetic. Someone should help me type it out. Marketing is mathematics, but not simple arithmetic. Marketing is mathematics, but not simple arithmetic. I will explain. Okay, cool, you understand now. Marketing is mathematics, but not simple arithmetics. Yes, somebody has typed it out. Someone should type it out for me on the group. Marketing is mathematics, but not simple arithmetics. Someone should type it out on the group for me. I'm going to explain that concept for you. The truth is that when you tell people that, okay, you need to get more people to view your status, they will be like, okay, they will now go and do all this cold calling method I mentioned. They will go and join gain contact groups and other types of groups. They are going to just join those groups. They will believe that, okay, if they already have 1,000 views, is equal to sales, and it's a lie. Marketing is mathematics, but not simple arithmetics. It's not 1 plus 1 in marketing is not 2. 1 plus 1 in marketing is not 2. If you feel that you have 1,000 people viewing your status and you just use the cold calling method, by the time you put out an offer, people will run away from you, because marketing is mathematics, but not simple arithmetics. 1 plus 1 in marketing is never 2. There are a lot of things you have to adjust in marketing for you to get the proper result. Let's say the reason why marketing is mathematics is that when you build your audience in the right way, let's say you have 1,000 people, for example, that are viewing your status. By the time you want to put out an offer, you can say confidently that, okay, this particular number of people will buy from me, because only small percentage of that 1,000 will actually buy from you. That's the marketing is mathematics. But because you have 1,000 views does not mean you will make sales. I hope you're understanding. Marketing is mathematics, but not simple arithmetic. There are a lot of variables you have to shift, adjust for you to get the right results. I think you understand. You understand what I'm saying? I believe you understand what I'm saying. Marketing is mathematics, but not simple arithmetic. You cannot say because you have 1,000 status view, you are going to make 100 sales or 200 sales. If the proper variables are not in place, then you cannot make any sales. You are just disturbing yourself. You be complaining of low sales, you be complaining of my WhatsApp is hanging. That's what you just have when you don't use the right method of growing your WhatsApp status view. I hope you understand it. Marketing is mathematics, but not simple arithmetics. Let me give you a simple example of marketing is relationship. Marketing is relationship. Let me give you an example. There was a time that this somebody came to me that he had a particular problem with traffic generation. I gave the person advice that the person is going to use on how we can 10 times the traffic that he's getting, and he got results. He was amazed, and he came back. He came, sir, I got results. He gave testimonials. But then the person came back again that he had a particular problem. I gave him another material to help him. Next time again, I gave him another material. The last time I now wanted to give material, you know that type of person, if I tell the person to come and pay, the person is not going to have problem. Yes or no? The person is not going to have problem. Yes or no? Just type it out for me. Let me know. Is the person going to have problem paying me? He won't have problem paying me because I have given him freebie and he has gotten enough results. So he believes in what I'm doing, and he believes that I'm the right person to deliver results. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. That's what I mean by a simple example of marketing is relationship. For marketing is mathematics, but not simple arithmetic. Someone can have 1,000 status view, but he might not make any sales. And you can have 100 status view and you make 10 sales. Why? Because the first variable you need to consider is how do you get the 1,000 status view? How do you get it? The how is very important. If you know how you get it, if it's cold calling method, then we know that, oh, probably you just make 1 sales out of 1,000 because you do not qualify your prospects. You don't qualify them. Are they my target audience? You don't know. That's the first thing. The second variable is that you do not attract them, you chase them. You understand what I'm saying? You need to adjust the variable. That's why I said 1 plus 1 in marketing is never 2. If the variables are not adjusted, you will not get the adequate result. If you are getting values, please don't type it out. I'm getting values, please let me know. If you are getting values, please just type it out, let me know. Okay. Those are the 2 core marketing principles. Go and implement it. Marketing is relationship. Marketing is mathematics, but not simple arithmetics. Take note of those 2 core marketing principles. Marketing is mathematics, but not simple arithmetic. Marketing is relationship, and that's all. So don't forget, the assignment for tonight is go and identify your target audience. Identify your target audience. The first method I said, the first step is to identify what you are an expert in. After identifying what you are an expert in, identify people that they always have a need for you. After that, now identify people that have the ability to pay you. In conduction, if you can follow those 3 simple steps, you identify your ideal audience or your target audience or your ideal customer, or you have a customer avatar of the people you are targeting. I think you understand what I'm talking about. The next one now is, what are their problems? Identify their problems. What are the problems they have? Think out the one you can solve for free. Think out the problem you can solve for free. Then convert this problem into a lead magnet. We're going to be talking about lead magnet tomorrow. We're going to talk about lead magnets, how you can convert a problem to a lead magnet. And we're going to talk about the varieties of lead magnets and the best type of lead magnets you can use. I'm going to explain those in succession. The best type of lead magnet you can use to attract enough results. So I think we can stop there for tonight. Please, if you are following this session till now, just type a short review on the group. Let people know that we had a great session today. Type a short review on the group. If you have a question before we go, you can ask your question. I said the assignment is that, number 1, identify your target audience. Who are your target audience? Who are the people you want to attract? Identify your target audience. After identifying your target audience, identify a problem that they have. Identify problems that they have. Just those two. Identify your target audience and identify a problem that they have. With the 3 simple steps I mentioned, you can conveniently identify your target audience. If you are doing a particular thing, you have to even, I'm going to talk about that one at the end of the seminar, where we talk about WhatsApp profile optimization, how to optimize your profile for profit and influence. So that's the assignment for tonight. Identify your target audience, identify the problem you want to solve for them for free. From tomorrow, I'm going to talk about the WhatsApp traffic generation template, and we're going to talk about lead magnets extensively, how to create your lead magnet, forms of lead magnet, which lead magnet is the best. We're going to talk about all those one extensively tomorrow. So I believe we can draw the curtain for tonight. If you have question, you can ask your question now before we call it a day. If you have question, you can ask your question now before we call it a day. Yes, that's the assignment. Identify your target audience and identify the problem you want to solve for them for free. So that's the problem you have. That's the assignment you have for tonight. From tomorrow, we are going to move on. So you have to have done the assignment before we can move on. I will just move on with you to talk about how you can convert the problem into lead magnet. From lead magnet, we talk about how to write a persuasive copy to attract people. The principles you need to apply in writing your copy to attract people. And the last one is the promotion. How can you get people to post for you and all those stuff? I'm going to talk about that at the ending. Don't forget, at the beginning I talk about the secret of WhatsApp traffic generation. Note them down. IPLCP attraction method. I talk about code calling is an awful method to grow your WhatsApp status view, and others that I mentioned. So note them down. They are very important as you move on. So if you have question, you can ask your question now before we call it a day. If you have any question, you can ask your question based on the marketing principles I've explained and all that is I've explained. If you have question, you can ask your question now before we call it a day. Maybe a night. Anyone you like. And if you are here, type a review of how you feel this session on the group. Let people know that we achieved a lot today in this session. If you have question, you can ask your question now before we call it a day. I said the assignment is: number 1, identify your target audience. Number 2, identify a problem you want to solve for them for free. Identify your target audience and identify the problem you want to solve for them for free. That's the assignment for tonight. From tomorrow now, I'm going to talk about how you can convert those problems you have identified into lead magnet. From lead magnet to copy, from copy to promotion. So that's just the chain or the 5-step process to grow your WhatsApp status view for profit and influence. And for the process, for you to understand it better, I posted something about it on Instagram. I'm going to drop the link on the group where you can access it and read up on it, so you can understand the process well as. Understand? So that's just what we have for tonight. Oh, we are rounding up the session now. That's just what we have for tonight. Identify your target audience, identify the problem they have, identify the problem you can solve for them for free. Even as an high ticket closer, you must be able to identify. When I talk about high ticket closer, closing high ticket, that's what I mean. You can be able to understand what problem they are, because as an high ticket closer, you must be able to identify your prospect pain points. What do they need to achieve? If you don't understand their pain points, you don't know how to market to them well. That's just it. Identify their challenges and their pain points. They must have challenges and they must have pain points. If there's no challenges and there's no pain points, you don't have a product. Your product is useless. That's just the principle behind it. If they don't have problems or challenges, then your product is useless. That's just the point. So if you have any question that you don't understand, you can ask me now before we leave the session. This session is almost 1 hour session, and it's just $15 anyways. It costs $15 anyways, but you are getting it for free. If I have question, if I have question, you can ask your question now before we leave this session. Anything that is confusing to you can ask your question now. Yes, people are drop in review on the group. Yes, 1 hour session. If I have question, you can ask question now before we call it a day. Okay, okay, okay. So in the absence of question, I believe we can call it a day. So I'm going to try to process the recording and send it to the group for others that were not able to attend attend the webinar. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. You can leave now. You can leave now. We'll continue the discussion tomorrow.